Welcome to our English class, 12th grade, Aprender a Estudar em Casa. My name is Alina Sancha and I am your English teacher. Our class today is going to be about the good use of your own devices, and also we're going to have a look on past perfect, the uses and the forms, and at the end we will contrast the past perfect and past simple. So here is our summary of what we're going to learn today. Today we are learning good use of social devices, the forms and the use of past perfect, and also the past perfect contrasted with past simple. I think you remember past simple, so I'm not going there. So we'll focus on past perfect, right? So let's see the good uses of your devices. Why is it important? Because if you don't use your devices correctly, you may get hooked to it. Hooked means addicted. And we don't want to be addicted, do we? So let's start with a few advices. So who is in control, you or your devices? A lot of people use their devices to do their homework, to connect with people, to send emails, and many things that are very good. But we have to be in control of our devices. How do we know that we are not in control of our devices? So, there are many hidden dangers on the use of devices. Because sometimes what happens, you end up spending more time, much time, than what you intended. And sometimes you get to isolate yourself from your family and your friends as well. And sometimes you are so deep into your device that you end up procrastinating and not doing what you were supposed to do. So here we have some hidden dangers. You become very attached to your device, and you can even suffer. There are people that suffer. There are clinics, there are medical institutions devoted to people to get detached from their devices. So attached they are. So people feel symptoms of withdrawal when they don't use their devices. And also, there is a symptom that is called FOMO. Have you heard of FOMO? FOMO is the fear of missing out. People are so concentrated on what is going on the whole world and what is going on around them on internet, forgetting the real people around them, that they don't want to miss any bit of it. So this is called FOMO. So, a few consequences. There are consequences for us if we get addicted to our devices. Let's see the consequences here on the slide. It says you could lost. What you could lost? Your friends. You could lost your school, or even you could lose your life, okay? What does it mean? Sometimes you are so into your device that you don't hear, you don't see the danger coming. Like this boy, for example, he didn't see the car approaching him. That could cost his life, okay? other hidden consequences would be, let's losing our family because we are so much into our devices. Let's test ourselves to see if we are really attached to our device, if we are in control of our device, or if it's our devices that are controlling us. So the first question is, how do I feel when I can't access my device? If your battery is low, if you forgot your mobile phone at home, how do you feel? Think about it, and then you will see if you are hooked to your device or not. Another question, do I use my device longer than I intended? Sometimes we sit to use our device, we say it's going to be just for a little bit, and look at the man there. It looks like he has been using his device for such a long time. Long hair, long beard, because he didn't take time to do other stuff, just using the device. Or another question you can ask is, do I lose sleep? Many people don't sleep well because they can't stop watching, checking their message. It's like the phone in their hand all the time. They're sleeping, okay, and beep, beep. They get up, check the message, and go back to bed. Does this happen to you? Or are you isolating yourself? Are you losing friends? Are you losing family because of your devices? These are questions that you have to ask to yourself. I cannot answer them for you because only you can. But if you have answered yes for any of these questions, I have a challenge for you. Let's see what I want you to do. First, work with your classroom teacher and your classmates and find out how you can get your control back. You need to control yourself. For example, an example I give you is keep your device out of your room at night. You won't listen to the beep beep, or just put it in like the flight mode before you go to bed. I guarantee you, you'll sleep better because you won't be, your subconscious won't be alert waiting for messages, okay? Or this can happen to you. Let's look at this girl. She says, when I finished chatting with my friends, my parents had already slept. So what we have here, we have two things that are highlighted with different colors. We have had finished first in blue, and we have had slept. So why are they highlighted? They are highlighted because they are the verb tenses that we are going to use today. So what tenses are these? Had slept. Had slept is the past perfect tense. And finished chatting, finished, is the past simple. As I told you at the beginning of the class today, we are going to focus mainly on past perfect. Okay? So let's see. Past perfect. So we're going to see the forms, the use, and then we're going to contrast it with past simple. So look at this. It says parents had slept, and this is action number 1. First, the parents sleep, and then what happened to the girl? She finished chatting. This is the action 2. So and we have the present, we have now. But both actions are in the past, right? So, parents sleeping in the past, finished chatting in the past, parents sleeping is action 1, and finished chatting action 2, right? What happened here? Past perfect is used like when the first action in the past, and then we have another action in the past, the first action is going to be in past perfect. And here we have a chart that summarizes the past perfect. The form is the subject plus the verb have in the past. Remember, I've told you several times, and I'm going to repeat it. Whenever you listen a verb tense is perfect, the first thing you have to think about it is the verb have. And the verb have has to be in the tense that the perfect tense is. For example, I say past perfect, then the verb have has to be in the past. Present perfect, the verb have has to be in the present. Okay, so the form is have, had, plus participle of the main verb. I told you many times that the past participle is the third column of the list of the verbs. And I know that you have been studying it and you are learning it by heart. By now, you know many past participles, right? Am I right? You can do past perfectly because you have been learning the past participle. So remember, had plus past participle of the main verb. Examples here, had arrived, and negative had not or hadn't arrived. Interrogative, the verb, the auxiliary have first, had, then subject, and then the past perfect. So let's see the uses. When do we use past perfect? Here. Talk about time up to a certain point in the past. And, for example, she had opened her first social media account by the time she was 12. So we have a point in the past that talks about it. Second use, actions that have finished in the past, but we see the results in the present. Example, she was angry because he had abused her trust. And also, for an earlier action of two actions, like for example, the action I gave you, that she first, the parents went to bed and then she had finished. So we say this action number 1, the earlier one, in past perfect. The same here. He had distributed her nude photos before she broke up with him. What happened first? He distributed the photo and then she broke up with him. Fair enough, right? As we have said, when we have like more than an action in the past, then it's past perfect. But see here, we have a single event that even if it was like a long time ago, we use simple past. There is no time set there. We just know it's a very long time ago, but it's still simple past, okay? If there are two actions, one is past perfect, the earlier one is past perfect, and the other one is simple past. But if it's only one action, it has to be simple past, okay? Are we good? So, there are a few words, like we have seen always, there are a few words that we use with present or past perfect. So let's see the words, okay? There are a few words or phrases that we use with past perfect, okay? So let's check these words or phrases. So the words are before, after, already, just, for, since, till or until, by the time, and never. These are the words that we use with the past perfect. So, to sum up our lesson, today we've seen a few advices for you to use your devices very wisely, okay? We saw a few tests that you can do to yourself to check if you are addicted to your devices or not, and we challenged you to work with your classroom teacher to put these advices in order and to use them in your life. We've also have seen the past perfect, the uses, the form, and the words that are connected to them. And we also saw that when we have two actions in the past, the earlier action, the action one, the action that happened first, comes in past perfect, and the action two, or the second action, comes in simple past. So your classroom teacher is going to do lots of exercises with you that you can put this grammar in practice, okay? We have come to an end of another class of English 12th grade, Aprender a Estudar em Casa. I hope you have enjoyed the class because I had a great time here teaching you. So see you next class. Bye-bye.